If you want to master the NRF24L01 RF Transceiver modules, you need to watch this video from start to finish, because after watching this video, you will not only be able to build similar development boards for yourself, but you will also learn how to use these boards in simple, intermediate, and advanced level projects. We will start with simple one-way communication where we will send the hello message wirelessly from the transmitter side to the receiver side. Then we will modify the same project and build a wireless temperature monitoring system. Temperature value will be printed on the receiver side or LED display module. In example number 3, again we are going to modify the code, and while using the same one-way communication, we will send two sensors values from the transmitter side to the receiver side. So if you learn how to send values of two sensors, then you can also send readings of multiple sensors to the receiver side. All you need is to increase the number of variables, and that's not all. We are also going to cover two-way communication. You should not skip example number 4, as it will be very useful for your future projects. Learning two-way communication will enable you to generate feedback messages, which is crucial for effective communication. Imagine a situation where you want to turn a load on or off from another room, or it could be any situation when the load is not visible to you. You send a command, but you don't know if the receiver received it or whether the load is actually turned on or off. You need to know if your command was successful, and that's where feedback messages come in. To explain two-way communication well, I will put sensors on both the transmitter and receiver sides. Apart from explaining one-way and two-way communication, I will also provide a practical demonstration on how to secure your wireless communication using unique addresses. This will ensure that only authorized devices can access the transmitted data, preventing unauthorized access and maintaining data privacy. We will also explore different data rates and demonstrate their practical applications. By adjusting data rates, you will learn how to control the communication range and speed, optimizing your wireless communication system for specific use cases. I recommend making similar development boards for yourself. This will save you a lot of time because you won't need to do much wiring. You can download the PCB Gerber files from my Patreon page. If you want to design PCBs yourself, you can watch my videos on PCB designing. After designing your PCB, you can order high-quality PCBs from Next PCB. To check for errors in your PCB design, you can use their free online or offline HQ DFM tool. Next PCB also provides component sourcing services. Do not worry about SMD components, they are not intimidating at all. Soldering them is super easy as long as you have the right tools and know how to use them. I have already made detailed video on SMD component soldering. You can find links to all the related videos in the description below. Let me also tell you, these boards are not compulsory. You can also use a breadboard to connect the NRF24L01 module to Arduino. You will need a pair of Arduino Nano or Arduino Uno boards, a pair of NRF24L01 transceiver modules, and let me tell you, you can also use a pair of NRF24L01 PA plus LNA modules. These modules share the same pins layout and same data rates. If you want to communicate over a long distance in the range of 500 meters to 1000 meters, then these are the modules you should go for. You will also need a pair of SSD1306 or LED display modules. Again, it's totally up to you if you want to use one or two displays. The choice of sensors depends on you. In my case, I'm going to use the DS18B20 one-wire waterproof digital temperature sensor, an LDR module, and an ultrasonic sensor. This is the NRF24L01 2.4 GHz RF Transceiver module. Its operating voltage is 3.3 volt, nominal current is 50 milliamps, range is 200 feet, operating current is 250 milliamps maximum, communication protocol is SPI, baud rate is 250 kbps to 2 mbps, channel range is 125, and maximum pipelines or nodes are 6. The NRF24L01 transceiver module supports 3 different data rates: 250 kbps, 1 mbps, and 2 mbps. It has a total of 8 pins. Pin number 1 is the ground. Pin number 2 is the VCC, and it should be connected to a separate dedicated 3.3 volt power supply. For the initial testing, you can also use the Arduino's 3.3 volt. Pin number 3 is the CE chip enable. It is used to enable SPI communication. Pin number 4 is the CSN chip select NOT. This pin has to be kept high always, else it will disable the SPI communication. Pin number 5 is the SCK serial clock. It provides the clock pulse. Pin number 6 is the MOSI master out slave in. It is connected to the MOSI pin of the Arduino. Pin number 7 is the MISO master in slave out. It is connected to the MISO pin of the Arduino. And finally, pin number 8 is the IRQ, interrupt request. It is an active low pin and it is used only if interrupt is required. Let's first start with these boards. Some of you might want to use the NRF24L01 modules at an advanced level. As you can see, both boards are 100% identical. You can use either board as a transmitter or receiver. You can create multiple boards like this if you want to implement a network. I've already made a video about this. On this board, I have added a 5V 3A power supply, which is the same one I used last time with the ESP32 Wi-Fi plus Bluetooth module. You can follow this circuit diagram for the 5V and 3A power supply. Additionally, I have added a 3.3V power supply for the NRF24L01 module, and as you can see, I have also added an I2C supported SSD13060 LED display module. If you don't want to use this display, you can skip it and use analog sensors instead on the SDA and SCL pins A4 and A5. Using these male headers, you can connect sensors and ESCs, electronic speed controllers. The first pin is the signal, the middle pin is 5V, and the third pin is ground. So these male headers are fully compatible with servo motors and ESCs. We can easily power up this board with a power supply ranging from 7V to 25V. You can also power it up using these male headers. The Gerber files for this board are available for download on my Patreon page. Now let's move on to our first example. In example number 1, we will send a hello message wirelessly from the transmitter to the receiver side. This will be one-way communication. For this example, you can see that I haven't connected any sensors to the boards. For breadboard connections, you can simply follow this circuit diagram. The NRF24L01 connections will be the same on both the transmitter and receiver sides. On the receiver side, you can also print the hello message on the serial monitor if in case you don't want to use a display. And if you want to use a display, then you can connect an SSD13060 LED display module on the receiver side. Simply connect the VCC and ground pins of the OLED display module to the Arduino's 3.3V and ground pins. Connect the SDA and SCL pins to the Arduino's A4 and A5 pins, and that's it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the transmitter and receiver side programs. This is the transmitter side program and this is the receiver side program. First, let's go ahead and install the required libraries. For this, simply copy the library name, then go to the sketch menu, then to include library and click on the manage libraries. Paste the library name in the search box. As you can see, I have already installed this library. Now repeat the same steps for the other libraries on the receiver side. This line creates an RF24 object named myRadio with CE pin connected to pin 9 and CSN pin connected to pin 10. This is a 2D byte array to hold addresses. The address 0 is used here. Right now, this communication is not secure at all. In the upcoming examples, we'll use unique addresses so then no one will be able to monitor our data. Next, we define a structure named package with a character array MSG of size 8 initialized with the string hello. Typedef is used to create an alias package for the struct package. This line creates an instance of package named data transmit. Initializes the NRF24L01 transceiver module. Sets the RF channel to 115. You can also select any other channel. Just make sure you use the same channel on the receiver side. Sets the power amplifier level to maximum for the longest range. Sets the data rate to 250 kbps for maximum communication range. These are some other data rates which we'll cover in upcoming examples. Opens a reading pipe on address 0. This line of code opens a writing pipe on address 0. And then this line sends the data contained in data transmit over the writing pipe. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the receiver side program. We are using the same CE and CSN pins on the receiver side. CE pin is connected to pin 9 and CSN pin is connected to pin 10. As I said earlier, the address should be same on the transmitter and receiver side, so that's why I'm using the same address 0 on the receiver side. This line defines a structure named package with a character array MSG of size 8. This time we create an instance of package named data receive. All these instructions are used with the SG1306 OLED display module. These are the same instructions we used on the transmitter side, except my radio.start listening because it puts the NRF24L01 module in listening mode. Then inside the loop function, we check if there is data available to read. Continues reading as long as data is available. Reads the received data into the data receive structure. Reopens the reading pipe on address 0. Ensures the NRF24L01 module is in listening mode. Clears the OLED display. Sets the cursor position to 10-0. Sets the text size to 2. Sets the text color. Prints the received message on the OLED display. Updates the OLED display to show the printed message. I have already uploaded these programs, so let's go ahead and watch this in action. As you can see, there is no physical connection between the boards. I have already powered up the receiver side and you can see the display is playing because I haven't powered the transmitter side yet. As soon as I power up the transmitter side, the message hello will be printed on the receiver side's OLED display module. As you can see, we have successfully sent the hello message from the transmitter side to the receiver side. If you understood this example, then the upcoming examples will be quite easy for you all, because we'll be using 80 to 90% of the same code. Anyway, let's move on to our second example. For the second example, you can see that I have connected a DS18B21 wire waterproof digital temperature sensor to the transmitter side, and I haven't connected anything to the receiver side. This example also uses one-way communication. We will send the temperature value wirelessly from the transmitter side to the receiver side and then print the temperature value on the OLED display module. This project itself is at an intermediate level, so you can use this same example as a project. For the transmitter and receiver side connections, you can follow these circuit diagrams. You can download these from my website electronicclinic.com. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the programming. This is the transmitter side program and this is the receiver side program. First, let's install the required library. For this, simply copy the library name, go to the sketch menu, then to include library and click on the manage libraries. Paste the library name in the search box and install this library. Installation of all these other libraries I have already explained in example number 1. These are the same exact programs we used for sending and receiving the hello message. This time around, I made a few changes. This time, I defined a unique address. You can use any combination of letters, numbers, and characters. Make sure you use the same address on the receiver side. Otherwise, there will be no communication between the transmitter and receiver. Another change that I made is this time I defined a variable for the temperature. Everything else remains exactly the same. Now, if we take a look at the receiver side program, you will see I'm using the same instructions. The only difference is that this time I'm printing the text, temp, and the temperature value. I've already uploaded these programs, and now let's wirelessly monitor the temperature using Arduino and NRF24L01 RF Transceiver modules. As you can see, we can monitor the temperature wirelessly. Similarly, you can monitor more than one sensor. For example, if you want to monitor both the temperature and an LDR for day and night detection, you can do that too. Let's do it. For the third example, you can see that I have connected both a DS18B21 wire waterproof digital temperature sensor and an LDR module to the transmitter side, while I haven't connected anything to the receiver side. This is also based on one-way communication. We will send the temperature and LDR values wirelessly from the transmitter side to the receiver side. On the display, we will print the temperature value and a day or night message based on the LDR value, which can be 1 or 0. For the transmitter and receiver side connections, you can follow these circuit diagrams. You can download them from our website electronicclinic.com. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the programming. As you can see, the programs for the transmitter and receiver are almost the same, since this time I'm also using an LDR sensor, so that's why I have also defined a variable for the LDR which is connected to Arduino pin number 7. This time I have also added 2 more data rates which we will check during the practical demonstration. Inside the loop function, first we read the LDR value and store it and data transmit.ldr value. Similarly, we read the temperature sensor value and store it and data transmit.temperature. Finally, we send this data. On the receiver side, first we read the temperature and print it on the display. Then we check if the value received from the LDR is 1 or 0. Based on this value, we print the messages night or day accordingly. I have already uploaded these programs, and now let's watch this temperature and day-night monitoring system in action. As you can see, it's working perfectly. I can monitor both the temperature and the LDR sensor. If you remember, we used a data rate of 250 kbps in the program. The 250 kbps data rate will give you a greater communication range, but the speed will be quite low. You can see there is a noticeable delay. In this project, the speed is acceptable because it is not a highly sensitive project. So even if the speed is lower, it doesn't matter. However, if you try to control RC planes or RC cars with the same delay, it won't work. You won't get that real-time feeling. To increase the speed, you can try data rates of 1 Mbps or 2 Mbps, but remember, the higher the communication speed, the shorter the range. So if you want to communicate at maximum speed within a range of 50 to 100 meters, you can use these small NRF24L01 modules to control RC cars and RC robots. If you need both speed and a longer range, you will need to use the NRF24L01 PA plus LNA versions. As I explained at the start, their pins layout is exactly the same and they support the same data rates. So the programs I have explained so far and the ones I will explain can all be used with the PA plus LNA versions as well. Let me change the data rate to 2 Mbps. Now let's go ahead and start with example number 4. For the fourth example, you can see that I have connected a temperature sensor to the transmitter side and an HC-SR04 ultrasonic sensor to the receiver side. This time, we will perform two-way communication. We will print the temperature sensor value on this display and the distance value on this display. Using the same technique, you can also generate feedback messages, which I already talked about at the beginning of the video. Anyway, for the transmitter and receiver side connections, you can follow these circuit diagrams. You can download these from our website, electronicgalec.com. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the programming. In both programs, we are still using the same instructions, with the only difference being that previously we were using one-way communication and now we are using two-way communication. That's why I created two instances of packages named data receive and data transmit. Then in the loop function, first we read the temperature sensor and send its value to the remote side receiver module. And then we open the reading pipe and wait for the data from the receiver side. When the data is received, we simply retrieve the distance value and print it on the OLED display module. Now, the same exact thing we do on the receiver side for sending the distance value and for reading the temperature value from the transmitter side. I have already uploaded these programs, so let's watch the NRF24L01 RF Transceivers based two-way communication system in action. In the next video, we will use this NRF24L01 based remote to control simple DC motors, BLDC motors, and servos. After watching that video, you will be able to control RC planes, RC cars, and all kinds of RC robots. So consider subscribing if you don't want to miss that video. Support me on Patreon for more videos. I hope you liked today's episode. Like and share this video with your friends. See you in next episode, and thanks for watching.